Hello everyone, welcome to Kallada Academy. In this particular video, we will be beginning up with the first aspect of influencer marketing. That is, how do you actually plan out with your influencer marketing strategy? Right, so once you have decided on that you will be getting into influencer marketing, the first aspect that comes in with any kind of a business interface is about planning. Right now, how do you actually plan out with this influencer marketing journey that you'll be taking up with? So what should we be taking up with? The regular, the dumb way that has been present in for quite a long times, for yesteryears or years before rather, or rather we will be getting into the smarter way of in like in or starting off with an influencer marketing journey that is there. So obviously, if we are creating on with the latest aspects, then obviously it will be the smarter way that we will be interested to get into our influencer marketing journey. So what will be the smarter way to start off with? The first thing will be the finding up with influencers. Now, what happens in most scenarios? People get into their any of the social media handles that are there, and they search out for influencers which are having a highest follower count of something like which we can see out here in this particular example of 1.2 million followers, right? And I'll rather hit in, we'll send across a message and start to contact with the influencer, and we start off with our journey with that, right? We can also find out that the YouTube subscriber space is around 1.5 million, so this is the influencer that I should be taking on. Right, so that becomes a kind of strategy that is being implemented by most of the business owners whenever we are exploring off with our finding off with influencers. And else, like what are the things that are actually being done is getting into social media platforms, as I was rather telling you, getting into different search tools, search engines, exploring on with multiple different influencers who are actually trending in your specific niches that you want to start off with, and then making a choice out of the influencers which are ranking in and which are being shown across by these different social media platforms that are there, right? So do we use that specific method, or we find out with a different kind of a methodology that is there, right? We'll understand entirely once we get into the specific stages in our upcoming videos. Or else people get into different marketplaces, which is like whether it's a Facebook marketplace or any other different marketplaces which are available in, and you start discussing with the different influencers that are available in. And finally, once you have tried out with the social media platforms, search engine tools, marketplaces, right, and you perhaps not been able to find out the correct influencer for your niches, you have a tendency of getting into or connect with the different agencies which are offering influencer marketing services that are available in. And so these are the different ways that has been like a traditional kind of thing which people are following in. The same thing, the next step that comes into for your after you've found out those influencers is it is about assessing those influencers, right? Whether the kind of influencer that you have chosen in, whether that influencer will actually connect with your niche or not, right? You might be rather into a health niche and you've searched out for a fitness influencer, but again, will that specific influencer connect well, right, with your kind of audiences or your kind of a business that you are finding it out? So you need to be assessing on with these influencers that you have found out with. The next option that comes along is contacting. Now, whether you are using the direct message services in social media platforms, or you are using their phone numbers that they have shown it across, or they hit on with their Instagram bio, and whatever links that they are sharing up out there, you try to explore with that. And whether if you just send across different messages in any different format, you just wait and watch that whether the influencer is actually reacting or replying to that specific message or not. In most of the times, like influencers are already loaded with these kinds of messages, so hardly they have have that fruitful time to check out with the individual messages and reply to them. So most of the times what happens, your message is not being checked, right, and you are not being able to contact these specific influencers. So we'll explore on all these different options, that how do you actually contact these influencers and get a reply out of them. And then once you have assessed those influencers and have contacted them, the next thing is obviously on with the negotiation with the influencers that you are doing in, whether you are agreeing with the terms and conditions which the influencers have put on, or whether your terms and conditions have been met, or by the influencers. You check on with these. Once there is a finalization with the negotiations, you get along with the deal terms, right? So whether there is an agreement in those terms or not. Then finally, once the deal is being closed, you either pay on with the influencers, or rather, after the the promotions has been done in, then you move in to pay with their influencers that are there. Again, it will be entirely being discussed in these terms and conditions once you are negotiating with those. Now after this the payment structure or stuff, it is has been discussed in, you start off your entire efforts that you have been putting in since the planning stage of your strategization. You finally launch your promotions. Now once your promotions have started off with, you begin with your assessing of the promotion insights or the results that you can call it as. So whether after putting up such a huge effort, whether it is the promotion is actually generating any kind of a result or not, right? So obviously once the promotion is live and there requires any kind of a edit or optimization, then finally you do those specific optimizations which are connected with the specific campaign or the promotions that you are actually starting off with, right? So these were the different planning stages that you can call it as, that you actually take in for once you get into the influencer marketing aspects that are there. So that's it for this particular video, and we'll continue with you in our upcoming videos of finding influencers, assessing, and the rest of the specific strategies that we'll discussing. Till then, goodbye.